Hi, Pisces. Well, we already have some cards that are flying out. But like I was saying, welcome to your reading. If you're new to the channel, I do timeless readings, which means that whenever you find this video, and actually now that I just realized, as soon as I said new to this channel, the Fool card came out, which is new beginnings. But like I was saying, if you're new to the channel, I do my timeless readings for Virgo and Pisces on Saturdays. But in the meantime, you guys are more than welcome to watch any of my other timeless readings that I have up on the channel. But I do want to let you guys know that in case you guys are interested in getting a personal reading, my link is in the description below, or rather I should say my information. But either way, I do want to let you guys know that this deck is called the Sun and Moon Tarot, just because it's a gorgeous deck. And it's actually, fun fact, my very first deck that I ever got. But what I do want to tell you guys is that sometimes the cards like to flip over in the deck, and I do see them. However, I usually only take cards that jump out. And usually if they jump out in groups that are too big, I'll go ahead and put them back in and continue shuffling. But my goal here is to get you guys roughly 8 or 9 cards, right? So we currently have 7. So I'm just going to keep shuffling for probably like 1 or 2 more cards. And there it is. All right, Pisces. So I do just want to remind you guys very quickly that in case you enjoyed the reading, the best way to let me know is by leaving a like or a comment. But your overall energy here is actually really nice because you have the King of Swords. And you have the couple here. You have the King of Swords as well as the Queen of Swords. So when you have the King and the Queen of a suit, they're a match. They're a pair. They're a match made in heaven. So I think that for a lot of you guys, you're finding somebody who, and the swords represent intelligence and intellect and everything that has to do with your mind and thoughts, all as well as communication. So I think that you're finally finding a person that understands you on a mental level, the way you think, what makes you take, how you react to certain situations. And I feel like it's something that you've never really experienced before, because a lot of Pisces are very unique and very creative. So they have very sort of different responses to different things. And you'd be really hard pressed to find a Pisces that's identical to another Pisces, right? Either way, I think that, you know, whichever energy you really are identifying with, either the King of Swords or the Queen of Swords, there's going to be a lot of communication. And I think that both of you are kind of pursuing each other right now, which actually is really nice. Like this isn't an energy of unrequited love or anything like that, because I see the Justice card, and the Justice card is balance. So first of all, you have the soulmate energy here with 2 queens. Or sorry, the King and the Queen. I don't know why I said 2 queens. For some of you guys, I'm guessing that you are in a same-sex relationship, and that's why that came out. But like I was saying, I feel like because you have those 2 energies, it feels very much like a soulmate connection. And with the Justice card, you have that balance, that yin and the yang, or yang, or however you want to pronounce it. That balance of the masculine and the feminine energies. And for some of you, it might even be a twin flame connection, and you're sort of finding that divine feminine, divine masculine energy and putting it together. But I don't think that's like the main idea here. I feel like that's just a small group of you. But either way, you also have the 8 of Cups with the 7 of Cups. Sorry, 7 of Wands. Now, that's a very interesting combination. And honestly, I think that they're very conflicting ideas. So how do we reconcile this? First, the 8 of Cups talks about walking away, and the 7 of Wands talks about staying and fighting for something. So what I'm thinking is going on here is that you guys are having to take a temporary pause from something in order to be able to come back for it later. So what I'm thinking here, I'm seeing very clearly a situation where somebody is in a relationship, right? It's you and the other person, and then one of the 2 of you, probably you honestly, needs to do some healing. So that's where we have this 8 of Cups energy where you're walking away from that connection. And then that's where you have the 7 of Wands energy where you're wanting to come back maybe at a later date. So my advice to you is don't be afraid to do your healing, but also be considerate of the other person's emotions. So don't do things that are like blatantly rude or like will purposefully hurt them or anything like that, but do follow your heart and do follow your dreams. Either way, speaking of following your dreams, we have the Fool card here, which the Fool card is an awesome energy to have because I really associate the Fool with leaving things behind. And I think that that's representative of a lot of your guys' sort of baggage, right? The things that you need to deal with, hang-ups and healings that you need to do from your ancestors and your ancestors' ancestors. But you're sort of leaving that for right now and having that energy of a new beginning, right? Because the Fool card is just that. It's the most powerful of new beginnings. And like I said here with the sort of 8 of Cups, 7 of Wands combo, is you're kind of tabling the idea of dealing with the situation right now. And that's why you have the Fool card, because you're starting down this new path, which will bring with it a very powerful new beginning. Next, I've been kind of putting off talking about this card, but it's a very good one. With the King and the Queen of Swords here and the Two of Cups, like this all but confirms that you guys are in sort of a very heavy soulmate energy. And, you know, it says even on the card, it says love. I don't know if it's easy to pick up on the video or not, but, you know, that's very straightforward symbolism in the sense that you're going to receive some kind of a love. Some kind of powerful love, I feel. Definitely, like you're gonna experience a connection that you maybe never experienced before. You know, it's the weirdest thing. I got like the most morbid image in my head just now of like somebody throwing away a dead body, and I don't know exactly what it means, but I feel like for some of you guys it might have some kind of symbolism or some kind of significance. Maybe some of you guys are huge fans of true crime, and that's why you sort of have this energy of like murder documentaries on the mind. Perhaps this person is also into it and that's like a pastime that you guys could do together. So certainly if you're like at a loss for things to do, especially like during this isolation period, I would ask them if they're into that, and if they are, then marathon it with that, because I feel like that would be a good bonding experience for anyone who's listening to this video, especially if you're looking for sort of this person, right? And now that I think about it a little bit more, like true crime is a very, how should I say it? Like it's a show that'll, and not just like true crime, but like crime documentaries in general and crime shows they attract that kind of person who really likes to think and sort of analyze and pick apart things, which I'm getting some very heavy Virgo and like Aquarius vibes. Air signs and earth signs in particular, but those two signs feel very strongly to me. Either way, those are kind of the people that are attracted to those kinds of sort of shows. And then also you have like water signs and then fire signs. Okay, never mind. I take it back. Everyone's kind of attracted, but either way, you're sort of also attracting this intellectual type, right? So people with heavy air placements. And like I was saying, this king over here and the queen over here of swords are just that. They're intelligence, their thinking, their thoughts, their communication, all those things I feel like are a perfect storm for this happiness and love here that we have with the Two of Cups. And then even more than just that, you have sort of this Five of Pentacles in reverse, as well as the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So let's start with the Five of Pentacles, because that one's a little bit more straightforward and easy and positive as well. So it's a great card because at least the Five of Pentacles in the upright represents being left out in the cold and not being helped and sort of being left to die. It's kind of something like that, right? It's being in a snowstorm and nobody will open the door for you to warm up. But because it's in reverse, it feels like people are opening up to you and you're opening up to them and you're avoiding some kind of devastation, even if it's just by a little bit. But you're seeing a lot of this powerful sort of energy of no longer feeling hurt and no longer feeling tired of dealing with the things that you have to deal daily with. And I don't mean that in a good way. Definitely things that you're dealing with that are annoying or painful or just bad all around. So it's good that you have the Five of Pentacles in reverse, because it's opening up your energy for a lot more growth. But you also have here the Two of Pentacles in reverse, and the Two of Pentacles talks about balance, and it's a balancing act between two things, but it's in reverse. So I'm telling, or rather the cards are telling me that there's going to have to be some kind of a situation that involves not being, I don't want to say fair, but like exact when it comes to things, like eyeballing it, being a little bit disproportionate, being not afraid to do things in a way that you maybe hadn't before. Sorry, I heard a noise, so I'm going to take that to be extra confirmation. But with the Two of Pentacles, it feels like you're not having to balancing things. So that sort of moderation and proportions, like I was talking about with this Justice card, it feels like you have sort of this balance and this sort of proportions, which is the energy that I associate with the Temperance card, because the Justice card will teach us 50-50, whereas the Temperance card will teach us moderation and proportion. So I feel like you have both of those in your life right now, and I feel like that's really, really nice. So congratulations, Pisces. But that was your reading first time around. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like or a comment, because it really helps out the channel, and I personally really love to know if these readings resonate with you guys. But like I said before, I upload my new videos for Pisces and Virgo on Saturdays. But in the meantime, you guys are more than welcome to watch any of my other timeless readings that I have up on the channel. And with that being said, I hope to see you guys next time for your next reading.